Gather round, scouts, and let me share with you a letter from the past, written by a merchant named Timothy Fitch to his captain, Peter Gwinn. This letter, dated October 1762, outlines the captain's mission to Africa and beyond, filled with detailed instructions and cautions. Let's dive into this historical journey together. Boston, October 1762. Sir, you having command of my brig Phyllis, she being fully loaded and equipped for the sea, my orders are that you embrace the first favourable opportunity of wind and weather, and proceed directly to the island Delos on the windward coast of Africa. As it is now a Spanish war, be sure to keep clear of the Canary Islands and not go too far to windward for fear of the Spanish privateers. Immediately on your arrival, you are to purchase as many prime young slaves as you can with your cargo, among which let there be as few females as possible, though I would give the preference to girls from 14 to 20 years of age rather than old men and children. You must put your carpenters on shore immediately at work upon your large boat so as to get her finished as quickly as possible in order to help your trade. After you have done with her, I hope she will sell for 15 or 20 prime boy slaves, your other longboat for 5 and your yawl for 3. I expect you'll meet many vessels at the island Delos, but as you are so well furnished with boats and men, hope you'll be able to get slaved as fast as any of them by plying your boats well. Be very careful of your slaves by keeping a careful watch over them, and let them be well tended so as to keep them in good spirits and in health. If you have any certainty of peace with France and Spain, you then may proceed to St. Eustatia and there sell your cargo for anything but cash. Take no bills for fear of their being bad, and trust nobody, nor leave nothing behind you but sell in lots for prompt pay. You may advise with Captain Freeman, but be sure to put nothing out of your own hands. Your best chance will be to sell to the French traders that come down from Martinique and Guadeloupe. You may bring home as much molasses, etc., as will load your brig and the rest in cash. But if you are not certain of a peace, you are then to come directly to Boston with your slaves. Lighten your portage bill by supplying your people as much as possible and discharge all the men you can spare at St. Eustatia if you go there. Get what you can of Captainers Rand and the Old Debt, and inquire about Charles Wright. Get what you can of Mr. Cleveland for him. Your cargo is 1/3 more in value than the last voyage, and by a moderate calculation, sufficient to purchase 120 prime slaves if well managed. You must be more careful in getting good slaves than the last voyage. Your wages are £3 10 sterling per month, 4 slaves' privilege, and 4% on the sales of the slaves, which is all you are to have. Your mate, Mr. Gibson's wages are £3 sterling per month and 2 slaves if he can purchase them. Mr. Ross and the carpenter, each one small slave. But mind your own, and their slaves are no more than equal with the cargo, and not all boys. Notwithstanding what is mentioned before, you have liberty to go to the West Indies in case the war shall continue, and think it most advisable. If a war, go to Martinique, and there apply to my friends Messrs. Aquart and Dumas, merchants at Martinique, who will advise and assist you. Make dispatch when there and sell to the best advantage. You may purchase a load of molasses, coffee, cocoa, etc. if reasonable, and the remainder bring home in cash. I shall write you there, and lodge letters with Messrs. Aquart and Dumas for your government, and likewise to St. Eustatia, in case of a peace. Endeavour to come off the coast with some ship of force if you go to the West Indies. Your commission is 6% of the amount of the net proceeds of the sale of the slaves in the West Indies, which is all the advantage you are to have during the whole voyage. Write me by all opportunities for my government in making insurance, and be very particular. I am wishing you a good voyage and safe return. Your friend and owner, Timothy Fitch. So, Scouts, this letter provides a vivid glimpse into the past, illustrating the detailed and often grim business of the transatlantic slave trade. It shows us the meticulous planning and risks involved in such voyages. Remember, history teaches us important lessons, even from its darkest chapters.